There is a hidden gem in the Porsche 911 lineup. It has all the ingredients to make a truly great sports car, although it is a little lacking in the horsepower department. We're looking for a hidden gem. At first glance, Porsche's model lineup doesn't seem all that deep. You've got the Cayenne and the Macan, which are their top sellers, the electric-only Taycan, which is their worst seller, the Panamera, which barely beats out the Taycan. Then there's the 718.
Look how they massacred my boy.
And the 911. That's just 5 models. But if you drill down on the 911, it can get confusing. There are 6 different Carrera trims, then there are cabriolet versions of each of those. There are 2 Targas, the Turbo S, the Turbo S Cabriolet, the GT3, the GT3 Touring, and the new GT3 SC, which is a GT3 Cabriolet. Unless my count is off, that's 19 different flavors of 911 to choose from. But there's a little golden nugget hiding in that lineup that would be easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Our customer Nacho found it. He brought us a brand spanking new Carrera T Cabriolet. And if you know, you know. Carrera T, man.
The best.
No frills, and yet lots of cool little touches for the Dot 2. The shift knob. This one's got a bunch of, I don't know if they're calling these indigo accents, but we saw them on the wheels, on the lettering, on the gauge faces, both physical and digital. Man, it feels like a special place to be without feeling like a fancy place. You know, I've been driving my 996 cab for quite a while. I was not out to get a cab. I have never been into cabs. But once you get over that, you realize, man, like top down adds so much to the driving experience. And these days you're not sacrificing very much in terms of performance, and certainly not enough for it to make any real difference. Like, what are we racing? Are we actually racing here? And if you're worried about that, just go ahead and slap a stage 2 tune in there and look at this. Fellow cab guy. Yeah. And it's not slow.
No.
It's just not like super fast. I love that these are manual only. When you see a T now, there's no question that it's an enthusiast driver, right? Oh, you can even hear some turbo whoosh and whistle. That's one of the cool things about the cab is you hear so much more about the exhaust note. We're seeing a lot of 911s on this drive. Now we gotta give them the whip. Hey, buddy. Another cab, dude.
Another cab.
I love this transmission. I don't know that I would feel the need to do any kind of shifter upgrade. It feels really good. Ooh. You're not getting that kind of rubbery feeling at all. It's like very snick. Ooh. Dude, this is so cool. Here's what happens when you get older. You worry less about looking cool and more about enjoyment. And then in your mind, even though, you know, if we're being honest, we've left coolness far behind.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. I used to feel like cabs were not all that cool, you know, because they're not hardcore. They suffer a little bit in terms of looks, I think, compared to the coupe.
Not as much as they used to.
Not agreed. But the driving enjoyment, just adding this whole other sensory factor of like being outside while you're driving, I love it. Does it need a lot more power? No. Will it make it more fun? I think it will. The sleeper component in this sort of like carefree, fun-loving package, it's like a golden retriever that you've secretly taught to attack people on command. And this T is one of the least expensive 911 trims. But being the 4th cheapest 911 is like being the 4th cheapest Ivy League college. It starts at $162,000.
How do you like them apples?
Yes, welcome to 2026, where Porsche will happily charge you $162,000 for a car that makes roughly the same horsepower as a base BMW X5.
It's true.
But don't despair, because the horsepower problem can be solved. And that's exactly why Nacho brought us this car. We assigned this project to Gabe, one of our Porsche trained techs. And Gabe got to work installing a few mods. On a 992, that usually means starting with removing the rear bumper cover. We've done some big turbo builds on 992.1 Carrera Ts with around 700 crank horsepower, and this project should get close to that output with far fewer mods. But before we're done, we're going to dyno test it to see if those claims hold up. It's only possible because Porsche made some pretty significant changes to their powertrain lineup for the 992.2 generation. For the .1, there were effectively 3 different engine configurations: the base, the S, and the turbo. The base and the S shared a 3-liter block, but the S got bigger turbochargers. The turbo got a 3.7-liter block and even bigger turbochargers along with a larger intercooler. For the .2, Porsche changed things up. The turbo and the GTS trims utilize a T-hybrid electric turbocharger. The Carrera S, the T, and the base Carrera now share the same engine. Same 3-liter block, same turbochargers, and they inherited the larger intercooler from the previous generation turbo. But the Carrera S is rated at 473 horsepower, while the Carrera T only gets 388.
It's gone.
The only difference is the tune. I guess Porsche thought we wouldn't notice. Now for the .1, if you wanted to get the most out of a Carrera T, you needed to upgrade a lot of parts, including the turbochargers and the intercooler. But for the .2, you don't need nearly as much to unlock big power. The first thing we want to do is help the car breathe a little better, which starts with a set of BMC engine air filters. BMC is the go-to for Porsche performance air filters. They're an Italian company who started with motorcycle air filters in the 70s and eventually got into Formula One and other specialty applications. We're also installing a set of turbo inlet hoses from DO88 in Sweden. The bigger intercooler on this generation keeps intake air temps down, which is a big part of the horsepower equation. But DO88 claims that efficiently feeding cold air to the turbocharger helps avoid surge and thereby increases power even further. These inlet hoses combined with performance air filters do the trick. Getting the exhaust gases out of the engine is another big part of the equation, and Soul Performance's 300-cell Sport Cat downpipes flow air much more efficiently than the factory 700-cell cats. That's because the 992.2 introduced a heavy and restrictive auto particulate filter which lives downstream of the catalytic converter. Even sticking with the factory Sport muffler, these cats are going to give the car roughly 500% more turbo noises with all the whooshes and whistles and increase volume substantially without making it drone. Now, while Gabe is legendary for his prowess as a Porsche tech, he is only human. And he does have a tendency to get a little hangry late in the afternoon, which is why the Soul Performance Sport Cats seem to have magically appeared in place on the car without Jack having a chance to film it. With the new hardware in place, the only thing holding us back is the factory ECU, or what Porsche calls the DME. To address that, we're turning to the experts at M Engineering. For the 992.1 cars, all you need is their OBD dongle to install an off-the-shelf tune. But these 992.2 DMEs need to be removed from the car and shipped to M Engineering so they can be unlocked and flashed. Luckily, the turnaround time for that process is really quick.
Several days later.
Nacho chose to go with the Stage 2 Flash, which is meant to be paired with Sport Cats. M Engineering does offer a custom Pro tune, which we've done via remote tuning on .1 cars. But because the .2 requires a special workflow, they can only do it with the car at their Pompano Beach, Florida facility. They had a similar car with similar hardware upgrades put down 570 wheel horsepower with their Stage 2 93 octane tune. With 10% drivetrain loss, that works out to 630 horsepower at the crank, which would definitely solve this car's power to weight problem. With the DME back and installed, we were ready to give it a little shakedown drive before taking it to the dyno to see how much power we're really making. So we're driving the car normal mode, doing normal stuff with the top down, and it's a summer morning, 80 degrees out. Delightful. This is so nice, and there's not a hint that there's anything different about this car. This might as well be the same 388 horsepower that we had before. It's quiet, it's civilized, the transmission is delightful. You would not hesitate to hand the keys to this car to your mom, and given that our moms are of a certain age, we know they know how to drive stick. Like, mom would have no problem with this. Would she be able to expertly rev match the downshift? Maybe not.
Your mom might.
Maybe. But you get into it a little bit and you start to notice, oh, there's a little extra sound there. We have not ripped it at all yet. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, so, oh, sport mode louder, sport plus. We're hearing all kinds of turbo noises. Waiting till I have good visibility. No oncoming traffic. Dude! Pretty freaking awesome. Oh man, that is so transformed.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it to the dyno. I wanna know exactly how much power it's making. I'll say this, compared to the 992.1s that we've done with the Pure 800 turbos, this doesn't hit as hard. And those are also coupes, so they're lighter. But considering how few mods we put on this, right? Sport Cats, the tune, a couple of turbo pipes. Unbelievable. This is the base model. And in Porsche world, that's known for being not a lot of power. Ah! Oh! And the 6-speed is so slick. Ah! I want one of these so bad. All your cares and troubles melt away when you're goofing around with a twin turbo Porsche with a 6-speed manual. All right, let's get this thing cleaned up and then take it to the dyno. It is summertime in Georgia, which means it is hot and humid. These are not ideal conditions to make the most power this car is capable of, but we were excited to see the results. Our friend David has a dyno at his personal workshop, and he offered to let us do a couple of pulls. David is a big fan of air-cooled turbos, and some of those cars make big power. But there's no denying that Porsche's switch to water-cooled engines with the 996 generation made big power accessible to the masses. Getting this car into dyno mode requires factory diagnostic software, which thankfully we have. And our tech Kevin was nice enough to pack a snack for Gabe to avoid any unpleasantries. The result was 540 wheel horsepower and 543 pound-feet of torque. That's an easy 600 at the crank, and I suspect that as the weather cools off, this thing is going to pull much harder. I chatted a bit with Charles at M Engineering, and I really like his perspective on this car. The 911 is a fantastic platform for owners to customize their cars. And as far as cars that benefit from just a software tune, the 992.2 Carrera T is at the top of the list. What you've got is effectively a baby GT3 RS, but with a 6-speed manual and a drop top. It's just a shame that they're so expensive. As always, if you've got a car project in mind, or you just need routine maintenance and you're looking for a shop you can trust, give Wolf Pen a call.